Hello, Merlin build part 7. It's Merlin trying to get in the garage. The cat, not the bike. So, come on from work early, just getting ready to bleed the brakes. I had to buy one of these little yellow plastic bleed blocks off Amazon because I didn't have one. It didn't come with the group set that I bought. I didn't have one with my bleed kit. Bought one off Amazon. It's not a genuine Shimano one. It doesn't fit in the blooming calipers. So doesn't go in, it's catching, so I'm going to have to fiddle with that until I can get it to go in. So until I get that going and going properly, I can't bleed the brakes. This shouldn't need much bleeding. This is the same, so you can see that it won't go in. It's catching on the bottom part of the caliper. The light's rubbish, I know. Come on then. So a lot of butchery, and I've managed to get that to fit in now. I've got the pad retaining pin in just to hold the plastic block in, so it's holding the pistons in position so that when I bleed it and squeeze the lever, it doesn't pop out. So there we go, we've got fluid in there, so now we tilt the bike until that part is level to the ground. A little bit more. That's about it. I just need to fasten it in and then we flick the lever. No more bubbles coming out this way now. Now we move the bike again. Got to come up so that that bit's level to the ground. So I've got to come up. More bubbles. And we'll get a screwdriver, we'll tap the brake hoses. So this is brake hose. To be fair, that feels okay now. It feels pretty solid. Next we've got to get this bit back level again, put the bung in, take this out, put the cap back on, wipe up the excess, repeat for the front. So I'll just do that. Hood's back in position, brake pad's back in, dab of grease on the thread on the pin retaining bolt, little clips back on the inside, front and rear. Next job, get the mudguards on before I put the wheels back in. Chain, set the saddle height, pedals, ride. Right, so we're going to be fitting these SKS chromo plastic mudguards, full length mudguards. These are for the wider tyres. Not sure which one it is. What's it say? Width 45. So I've got to 45mm, 700C by 28 to 37. So we'll unpack these, start to try them on. This is the packet of all the little bits and bobs. So we've got fixing nuts and bolts, washers, then we've got those are the bits that hold the stays onto the ends of the actual mudguards and the clips on the ends. We've got some bits that I won't need, I don't think, and metal bridge for the rear mudguard. I'm glad it's a metal one, I don't like the plastic ones. Right, let's start to assemble everything. So just got the bridge on at the front. Just put a little washer behind there, which is an old nut that you'd spin down on an inner tube on the valve core where it had come through the rim, just to keep the metal bit off the head tube, space it out a little bit. The fixings here are on the inside of the fork, like there and just here, so I've got a loose bolt in there, stretched them, and we're just marking. We're going to mark now to get the right sort of diameter. Now the only trouble here is I might re-drill this, because that of course normally would be on the back, so the mudguard is going to be a lot higher up, so I'll have to put the back wheel in, put it on the ground and see. I have done it before where I've re-drilled and re-riveted about here. We'll see. I can always put a longer mud flap on here. But yeah, I'm just going to roughly mark these now. Only trouble is I need to probably figure that out first, whether I'm going to move it back, because it'll change the length that I need to cut both of these at, because if it goes down I'll need to cut less off this one. This one won't be so bad, the top one. Need to have a fiddle. I think I better put it on the floor before I cut that and mark that. It's not too bad. I can just get away with a longer mud flap. I'm going to leave it where it is. See, we've got plenty of space for bigger tyres. So I'm just going to leave it where it is. I think on the front there, I'll move it down a bit actually. I can space it out to be able to get it a bit closer there at the front. Let's do that. That's better. That's more even. Just needs a longer mud flap. Have we got one on the rear? We've not got a mud flap on the rear, so I can take that mud flap off there, put that on the rear, and get a longer mud flap for the front. That'll sort that. Right, back up in the stand. Right, I'm packing it in for now. I've just marked those, can you see? White mark where I'm going to cut. And then I've taken the front wheel out. I've put it on the stand like that because I want to rise up to the lever, because I've got more, there's air in the system on the rear compared to the front. There's more give on this one. I won't pull. This is rear, but you can see I can't do the front because I've taken the wheel out. Pardon me, but there's more give there than there is on the other side, so I'll let air come up. It should rise up overnight. We'll leave it like that, see what happens. Right, so I'm going to go inside. I'll see you carrying on this part another day. Morning, Friday the 21st, back in the garage, back on to getting this bike finished. I've re-bled this rear brake, so it's still pulling in quite a lot, and I've had the bike sat in the stand with the lever up, like up here, and the rear wheel and the caliper right down there for like 2 days. I've got more air out, but it's still quite a long travel compared to the front. At the moment I'm just putting the stairs in here and the fixings on the inside, so I'm just doing that, and then I'll put the wheel back in, and then I'll show you how much difference there is between the front and the rear. But yeah, I need to get this on. I need to get this finished because I need to get the car in the garage. MOT time after Christmas, so I'll need to get all this lot moved and put away. So right, let's get back on with it. Right, so it's front one on. I just need to cut, but I need to get my angle grinder out to do those. I'll get the mudguard on the rear before I do that. Then I've just got to tighten up the fixings. Just sorting the rear mudguard now, and the lower fixing is the right diameter hole for putting the bolt through in there. But then if I come this way, the mudguard doesn't go all the way down below the chain stairs, so I want it on that one. So I'm just going to re-drill that upper hole a little bit larger, just so I can get that fixing in there. So that's better. Now the bottom of the mudguard finishes below the top of the chain stairs, so it'll help keep water off the chain rings, channel it down below the chain stairs. Next I need to crimp these bridge stairs into position, take it off, crimp it properly, then I can put the stairs on, put the wheel in. I'm just going to pinch these up, get something to do that with, and then I'm going to go and have a coffee because it's now 8:20. So just on the top of the vise, just about. Just pin them over. Done. Right, so this isn't going to work. So these are the bolts supplied with the mudguard set. Rear mudguard stairs put in, and I thought this might happen. So then undo the axle release, hits the bolt. So I'm probably going to have to swap that low profile head, swap them around. Will it work? Yes. So that's what I've got to use there. I'll have to put a bolt back in that hole. Good. There we go, mudguards on, front and rear. Need to cut the mudguard stairs. Do that after 9 o'clock with my angle grinder. Got to put the chain on. Doing alright. Getting there. Right, time to put the chain on. Saddle height, pedals, take it for a spin, tape the bars, do any little adjustments. Almost there. So I've got my chain on. I've never known it before where I've not had to take any links out. Didn't have to take any links out, but that's by the by. But I'm really struggling with the tension on the front mech. Can't get it to go onto the big ring. I've got that pulled as tight as I can. I've got the trim screw back in after I've tightened the clamp up as tight as I can. I've got my barrel adjuster as tight as it'll go, and it's still not shifting onto the big ring. When I did have it on the big ring, pedaling backwards, the chain line, it was coming off the outside. Really weird. Really weird. So I ain't going to be riding it. And can you hear the rain? So yeah, needs more fiddling with. It could be that that bit of cable that I put in there, that bit of outer cable housing, has got too much give in it, because there's not a stop the other end, because it's just loose up inside the frame. So up there, so it could be something to do with that. Don't know, need to have a think. I need to do some other stuff anyway, so I need to sort of abandon this and put this away for Christmas probably, because I've got Christmas shopping to do, I've got all sorts to do. So yeah, training to do, Christmas shopping to do. Yeah, right, so I'll leave it at that for now. I'll see you in another video. So that'll be part 8 next time. Hopefully it'll be the final one. Bye.